ओम महागणपतिः बुद्धिप्रदः क्षिप्रप्रसादनः रुद्रप्रियो गणाध्यक्षः उमापुत्रो अघनाशनः जन्माद्यस्य यतोन्मयात् इतरतश्चार्तेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारि मृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निहस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः सभाय नमः सभासदे नमः and I would like to I would like to start by thanking for giving me opportunity for presenting this topic. Now, topically, I'm not a. It's not my core competency to talk about philosophical things, but certainly what I can share is with my personal experiences and also through the Guru Parampara, the Samskrita Subhashitas, what I have been taught, how I have applied it in my life, and have what is my journey. So it is an sharing my experience about my own journey, I can say. The topic which I have chosen today is importance of Shraddha in path to sadhana. ಇದರೊಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ಎರಡು ಪದಗಳಿವೆ, ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಾಧನಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಮಗೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಸಾಧನಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ನಮ್ದು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಚಾರಗಳೇನು ಅದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 10 to 15 minutes, but we'll try to see, with some experiences, maybe you can correlate it with your life experiences as well. If that happens, maybe that is the success of this particular session. So every time na yadaದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ I start with a Samskrita shloka which is related to learning, and you can apply it for anything. You can apply it for spiritual learning, you can apply it for any aspect that you are trying to learn. Acharyat padam adate padam shishyam swamedhaya padam sah brahmacharibhyah padam kalakramena cha. Padam andre ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ 1/4 ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. 1/4 of the knowledge or learning basically comes from what you have been taught in the classroom or through gurus, and everything that you get as maybe go books or anything like that, any source, primary source information. But the way in which you ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೋತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಎರಡನೇ ಭಾಗ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಎರಡನೇ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ 50%. ಪಾದಂ ಶಿಷ್ಯಂ ಸ್ವಮೇಧಯ. ಮೂರನೇ ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾದಂ ಸಹ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚಾರಿಭ್ಯ. ಈಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಈ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂಧು ಮಿತ್ರರು, ನಾವು ನಮ್ಗೇನ್ ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೇನ್ ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ವಿಮರ್ಶೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೀಗ ಹಾಗ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ವಿಲ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೋಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಮೂರನೇ ಭಾಗ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ರೆ 75% ಆಯ್ತು. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 25% ಏನು, ಪಾದಂ ಕಾಲಕ್ರಮೇಣ ಚ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟು ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು through our experiences, that experience itself will teach us on how the learning happens and other things. So basically, it's a lifelong journey for learning any topic, any aspect, and you can apply it for any aspect in your life. Okay, with that, let's try to learn something about Shraddha and Sadhana today. And thanks for giving me this opportunity, and with this actually I was able to kind of do some introspection. So I've never maybe these kind of things, you take it for granted. You hear it, somebody says, okay, ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದೇ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ಸೇಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋರ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಎಥೋಸ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುನೀಕ್ in their own being. Yeah, everyone has to go through their spiritual or any journey which takes you towards a better place. Okay, so Krishna, one of the first sentences he has told in Bhagavad Gita is Klaibhyam mas magam partha, means remove all your dirt from your personality, right? So adana, if I have to interpret into the sadhana, is how, I mean, ಸಾಧನೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಎರಡೂ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಜನರಲ್ let's, for the sake of the discussion for today, I'm putting these words here. So let's define sadhana as one's progressive journey towards realization of perfection. That perfection, of course, from our Madhwa philosophy or our spiritual ethos, it's reaching a realization of God Himself. But we can also relate it to the day-to-day life that we lead. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ I would like to take some couple of examples and how it has helped me in in my own sadhana and in my own journey towards reaching being better person than I have was yesterday. And it's a journey, right? It's again a journey. So as you can see here, I have tried to give or put in my thoughts in some representation of workflow, and it is a continuous cycle. So once you do this, it doesn't stop. So you continue it, and you hopefully you continue your sadhana in not just this life but also in future lives as well. So let's start with this. So recognizing one's own ego and limitation. So ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲರ್ನೆಡ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್. ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಏನಾಗತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು 2 ವರ್ಷ 3 ವರ್ಷ ಕಲ್ತ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಓದಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಂಗೆ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನಂಗೆ maybe even in a small child also, ನಂಗೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ನಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಐ ನೋ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ that okay, so this is just the tip of iceberg and there are so many things that we have to learn. ಮಂಕುತಿ ಮನ ಕಗಾಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಲಿತುದು ಕೈಯಗಲ್ಲ, ಕಲಿಯುವುದು ಕಡಲಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು this particular probably the first line here is well explained in a Samskrita verse. I would like to chant that here. Yatha kinchignoham dvipa iva madandaha samabhavan tada sarvagnosmi tyabavadavaliptam mama manaha ida kinchit budajana sakashadavagatam tada murkosmiti jvara iva madome vyapagataha. So what does it indicate? So probably for a few folks know Sanskrita a little bit, so maybe you have you can understand a little bit, but let me decipher it a little bit further. So when I know very little, I feel that I know everything. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ್ವಿಪೈವ ಮದಾಂಧ ಸಮಭವನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಎ ಈಗೋ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಲೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮಸ್ಕ್. Then when you really it is like sickness basically. And then when you are having meetings with satsanga, when you are meeting with such as a shaka like this, when you are meeting people whom actually have done well or have done sadhana in their life, So when you try to interact with them and learn from them, so that's when you realize, no, no, no. Yada kinchit yata ya kinchit kinchit buddhajana sakashadawatam tatha Murkosmiti Jvaraiva Madome Vyapagataha. So just like a fever, just like sickness, it will mildly go away in course of time, and that is what is needed here. And I'm very happy that we have such a gathering here to help with this satsanga, which is so very important for realizing our own ego, that whatever we know is very very little, and there is so many things that we have to learn. And it could be a materialistic topic, or it could be spiritual, in realization of our spiritual goals as well. So this we can apply it in our life. So with satsanga, and then once you do this, you develop your personality, you probably evolve as a person. And this is what happened to me during my teenage years. I was in very fortunate touchwood that I was in contact with very good satsanga. I was associated with Veda Vignana Gurukula in Chennai, Bangalore. I was associated with Manisha Foundation, which is a daughter organization of that, and I was also in surrounding of so many learned people. So that helped me kind of shape my own. I tried to introspect during my early teenage years. I tried to introspect on what are my core principles, what should I hold my life as a what are my values. So this is something which all of us need to decide for ourselves. Of course, there are the scriptures, there are values which direct us, but it should be from within as well. So like I said in the learning, the earlier slide, it's what you realize for yourself. So all that 25% keeps adding, and you hopefully at some point of time you'll reach that 100%. That is the perfection which we all try to sort. So realizing your own core principles and competencies is very important. And then so you try to define what you want to achieve. So sadhana can be multiple things. So from my perspective, there were multiple areas which I have been working on. I know not that I have been successful in everything, and not that I'm stopping here. It's again a journey towards perfection, which is again it is close to godliness. So which will take probably longest to reach. But that is not the end result is, of course, we'll try to reach that, but in the journey, so we try to define our goals. Let's say, for example, one of my goals after I think I decided somewhere around when I was 21 or so, or probably 2021, so that I would like to contribute to the society for improving the Indianness in Indian education system. Okay, and this process was going on for several years in me. During my teenage years, and I was during this with I mentioned about satsanga and realizing core principles. So I was doing experiments in my own intellect, using my intellect, my interaction with people, and I was volunteering in a lot of activities such as Manisha. I think we were just speaking about it before we started the session about the Gurukula type of education that we wanted to propagate. We wanted to propagate, basically, build patriotic citizens for India, embedded in the deep spiritual ethos of our cultural roots. So this was a very strong principle, and a drive which I had. So doing some refining here and there, here and there, here and there, I finally reached into this particular goal of, okay, so I want to do this. And then you have to seek a guru. There may be not exactly like, okay, I will, for I need your, it used to happen in previous days. You try to find your guru, but now things have evolved. I would say that, um, uh, sometimes you look at someone or an idea as itself as guru, and sometimes you also seek someone's support for the guidance, and it could be different person in different fields. For example, for me, I had a person to look upon to, and I would discuss about what I want to do, and how I want to achieve it, whether I'm in the right path. You need that guidance. We have heard people saying, munde hinde guru, munde guri. So we'll also talk about it in the next slide as well. So finally, once you do this, you have to actually practice. You do need to do action. You need to do your own karma. You cannot escape from not doing karma, right? So just to highlight this, I want to use Sanskrita shloka here. So action, with action comes introspection and corrections as well, because you'll not get it right the first time. So nobody is perfect, right? So everyone will have their own learnings. Even this satsanga, we can do it better. So probably next year we'll add more things, and it always keeps getting better. So what is that? उद्योगिनं पुरुषसिंहमुपैति लक्ष्मीः दैवेन देयमिति कापुरुषा वदन्ति दैवं निहत्य कुरु पौरुषमात्मशक्त्या यत्ने कृते यदि न सिद्ध्यति कोऽत्र दोषः. So udyoginam purushasimmam upaiti lakshmi. So people who want to achieve something in life, they have to put their head down and keep working. So if daivena dayamiti kapurusha vadanti. So some people think, okay, everything is decided by fate. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So it will happen. If it's really meant to be, I don't have to do anything. I'll just go with the flow. No, that is not the right approach. The right approach is that you put your hard work, dedication, and all the things which you have been following in action, so that you get the results. And finally, if there is, of course, Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita, karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, of course. So that is always true. So spiritually, you have to stay outside of the of your yearning for finding results in a specific way. So, but it doesn't stop us from learning from the results and making a better effort next time. So that's what it says. Yatne krite yadina siddhyati kotra doshaha. So you can interpret it in two ways. One is kotra dosha means where is the fault? It's fine. So you have already done your job. You have done the best that you can. So it is fine. No worries. So it's falling back to the karmanye madhikaraste. But there is another interpretation also which says kotra dosha. So try to introspect what is the what went wrong here. What can I do better? And this also has so many historical references as well. Even in our Mahabharata, Ramayana. Okay, fine. What can I do better to achieve this result? Right. So finally, with this, you develop yourself in your career. So this again, I want to go back to my, I think my 20s. I spoke about till my 2021, where I decided to work on the Indianness in Indian education. So going forward, I got opportunities to work with certain organization related to Indian education, or organizations such as Disha, which is doing an excellent job in personality development for the degree students as well as teachers. So we conduct a personality development workshop, a day-long workshop for students. We do a lot of counseling. So I have not been able to work on that lately because of my other engagements, other the physical presence. But of course, I loved working on this in this particular area. and then this was helping us to impact the lives and characters, character building activity in the college, which is very important. So with Manisha, I was able to tackle or work very closely with the high school students, which is creating the foundations. And then going forward, I also worked with Disha organizations such as Disha for molding the perception and making sure the students in the degree time, people who are doing degree, they are getting the right approach, and they have someone to talk to. There's also teacher to guru kind of session, training sessions which Disha does. I would encourage everyone to look at Disha Bharat as an organization. So there was another organization which I am very happy about. I'm going to speak about it in the next slide, during next slide. So you do this, all this, and it's your own sadhana. Like, you take a topic and you try to do as much as you can better, and then finally it is submission to Supreme Soul, Sri Krishna. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. So that is, I will say, this is one of the best feelings you will have once you have done the best that you can. In the if you are sincere enough, when you say, okay, it's all done, it's now Shri Krishna's, it's submitted to Sri Krishna, the peace that you feel, that you cannot experience. I have felt that, and I can say from personal experience that that's the best feeling, and I'm going to share with you as a slide on that. I know I'm short of time, but I will take just another few minutes. So, with respect to Shraddha, so finally, importance of Shraddha, right? So, with respect to Shraddha, you have, uh, again, we cannot define it. There is no specific definition for Shraddha in English. So, you have to go back to our own scriptures, our own cultural references for this. It is trust, your confidence in your approach, acceptance of path. So, for this, you need clarity of vision and what is your mission in life or in the sadhana that we want to achieve. Then you should have the determination to achieve that particular goal. Finally, as we were discussing in the last slide, trust in your guru and their approach. Sometimes they, I used to practice Bansuri, and my Guruji, he was insisting that we do work in a specific way. So it seemed to be very simple, but it's it is having its own routine. How many times we should do in a day? So, but we should always trust in the approach, because that's what will make us better selves of ourselves. Finally, acceptance of path. So let me just try to summarize this in interest of time. ಸೊ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಯಾವ್ದ್ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವೊಂದು ಗುರಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಆ ಗುರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ನಡೆಯುವಂತ ಒಂದು ದಾರಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಇರೋ ಅಂತ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ನಾವು ಇರೋ ಅಂತ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬರಲಿ, ನಾವು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಆಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದರಿಂದ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ, ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಮುಂದುವರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನ ಮುಂದುವರ್ಸೋಣ ಅಂತ. ಐ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಮಂಡಲ್. ಈ NEP ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ, ವಿಚ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಇನ್ 2020. And several organizations have been advocating for this, and a lot of work has been done. So especially Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal, where we actually were proposing this. We had a proposal, and I got an opportunity to travel in different parts of Karnataka, and share our proposals, get feedback from all the dignitaries, have a social gathering, explain them about what our proposals are, and and finally we submitted this to HRD department as well. And with extreme satisfaction, I can say that the NEP, when it was implemented eventually in 2020, and with an analysis, Bharatiya Shikshan Mandal core team let me know that about 60 to 70% of the proposals were incorporated in a way, in one way or the other, in the NEP. So that was a highlight for me as part of the sadhana, in a major milestone in my sadhana towards improving the Indianness and in Indian education. So finally, you do all that, but you have to stay focused and you should stay humble. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾಂ ಮೇಧಾಂ ಯಶ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾಂ ವಿದ್ಯಾಂ ಬುದ್ಧಿಂ ಶ್ರಿಯಂ ಬಲಂ ದೇಹಿಮೆ ಹವ್ಯವಾಹನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸ್ಥಾನ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಧನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೇ ಟ್ರೂ ಟು ಅವರ್ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ನಮ್ಮ ನಮಗೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಗೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆ ಗೋಲು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ ಎ ನಮ್ಗೆ ವಿತ್ ಅವರ್ human janma, we should try our best to do spiritual sadhana, definitely. Along with that, you also think about what you have to do for your family, what you have to do for your community, profession, as well as a social responsibility as global citizens. So this is what we have been taught from our gurus as well. This is what we have been we have seen our elders do, and this is what we have to practice from our side as well. So finally, you have to submit everything to the supreme soul of Sri Krishna. So Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. So this is this is a slide which is from my PhD thesis. So this was the I want to show this because this is when I was writing this, it gave me immense satisfaction, and this is kind of a culmination of my sadhana, especially with PhD. I had to it's not a easy journey for everyone. Everyone has it there. Everyone is unique. As per Madhwa philosophy, also everyone is unique. The world is real, right? It's not. You cannot just say that it happens. You go with the flow. So you have to work hard towards your goals and achieve it. And while you are achieving it, I put across my views here. But along with that, so you have to remember, you have to distance yourself from the results. ಪದ್ಮ ಪತ್ರ ವಿಭಾವ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ದೋ ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಆನ್ ಎ ಲೋಟಸ್ ಲೀಫ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬಟ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ವಿತ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ I was very happy or very satisfied and very content when I wrote this. Above all, to the supreme soul of Sri Krishna, Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. And with that, I would like to conclude today's session as well. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.